Hello, I'm Savannah Carbo, and you're listening to James Harbour and the Jazz Intersection.
That's You Leave Me Breathless from the classic album Training In, John Coltrane with the Red Garland Trio. Training In has 2 Coltrane originals and 3 minor standards. The 2 slow jams are Slow Dance and You Leave Me Breathless. I'm just a sucker for one of Coltrane's long solos. This classic recording in 1957 featured bassist Paul Chambers, the extremely talented drummer Arthur Taylor, who, for your information, has a book out called Arthur Taylor Notes and Tones, Musician to Musician Interviews. It's really good. I have a 1993 edition. Nothing more to say other than this is a classic jazz album. Aloha, jazz lover, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for checking us out, okay? Some great music is lined up on this show titled Soul Quest, featuring Scott Reeves Orchestra, songstress Alison Lewis, bassist Jeff Denson Trio, featuring saxophonist Lee Konitz, pianist Danny Green and his trio, cool singer Matt Baker, pianist Keiko Matsui, who is performing here on Oahu at the Blue Note, Hawaii, and organist Ben Paterson and his cohorts. We start the show off with drummer Will Calhoun celebrating Elvin Jones, followed by a jazz singer, yes, Catherine Russell, on the Jazz Intersection.
can't believe that you're in love with me. You're telling everyone I know I'm on your mind each place we go. They can't believe that you're in love with me. I have always placed you far above me. I just can't imagine that you love me. And after all is said and done, to think that I am the lucky one, I can't believe that you're in love with me. I can't believe you're in love with me.
That's the beautiful, soulful singer Catherine Russell with her interpretation of I Can't Believe That You're in Love with Me, a Gaskill McHugh tune from her sixth album, Harlem on My Mind. This New York native was born into musical royalty, her father being the late Louis Russell, a legendary longtime musical director for Louis Armstrong's band, and her talented mother, vocalist, guitarist, bassist Carleen Rae, performed with International Sweethearts of Rhythm. Throughout this wonderful album, Catherine and her band really shined, serving up dollops of oral comfort food or go for the rafters explosion of fun. She's at CatherineRussell.net. The set started with the groove-filled sounds of drummer Will Calhoun from his latest album, celebrating Elvin Jones, a legend in his own time, and really, the memories linger on. We heard John Coltrane's Harmony, which predates Jones's tenure in the saxophonist band. Although he saw Elvin playing jazz, Will felt rock and roll, fusion, African music, electric, acoustic, and very, very African music. It sounds very Latin, and there are all these elements in there. Will devised the album's repertoire based on purely musical instincts, not just skimming the drummer's most recognizable tunes. He's at willcalhoun.com. Coming up, Scott Reeves Jazz Orchestra featuring Steve Wilson, songstress Alison Lewis, and Jeff Denson Trio with Lee Konitz on The Jazz Intersection.
He cooks and he cleans, go to dinner, he buys. The only pity, no matter how I try, I can't look deep into his eyes. He may not be right forever. To him I'll take no vows, but I might as well concede to the deed, 'cause he's Mr. Right for right now. Well, is it a crime to be biding our time when I feel no butterflies? He holds the door, my hand but once more. The chemistry's not on our side. Well, he may not be right forever. To him I'll take no vow, but we've all got our needs, even if Cupid's on leave, 'cause he's Mr. Right for right now.
That was bassist Jeff Denson with his trio featuring saxophonist Lee Konitz from the album of the same name, featuring Dan Ziemelman, piano, and John Arkin drums doing Baby. And this is a special project for Jeff because it highlights the personal and musical relationship he shared with Lee Konitz that has developed over nearly a decade of recording and performing together around the world. Baby is a Lenny Tristano tune that Lenny never recorded himself, and Lee recorded only one time back in 1971 as a duo with piano. For the Lee fans out there, this album was come as a surprise when they hear him scat singing entire solos. This is an enjoyable album. He's at jeffdenson.com. Before Jeff, we heard the beautiful, haunting voice of Alison Lewis from her 2016 album, 7. That was a bluesy tune called Mr. Right for Right Now. I suspect we men have all at one time been in that position. This is Alison's debut solo release, featuring unique takes on some of America's beloved songs, plus several originals. Alison was awarded Best Female Vocalist on the GarageBand website, in addition to Best Crooner at the 2009 San Francisco Cabaret Competition. The arrangements are on point with what Alison calls using a reimagining process to a song to uncover a new and deeper appreciation for its meaning. She's at AlisonLewisMusic.com. The set jumped off with the sounds of Scott Reeves' Jazz Orchestra doing Hip Kitty Movement 2 from his L&T suite, which contains 3 movements. Steve is composer, trombonist, and alto flugelhornist. On this album, he performs as conductor and alto flugelhorn. Thomas Conrad of Jazz Time says that Scott Reeves writes fresher, more meticulous, more challenging tunes than many well-known jazz composers. All About Jazz describes his compositions as restless, full of color. You be the judge when you pick up this swinging album. He's at creativejazz.com. Let's give a listen to pianist Danny Green and his trio, the cool vocals of Matt Baker, and the seductive sounds of Keiko Matsui, right here on The Jazz Intersection.
almost blue, almost doing things we used to do. There's a girl here and she's almost you, almost. All the things that your eyes once promised, I see in hers too. Now your eyes are red from crying, almost blue. Flirting with this disaster became me. It named me as a fool who only aimed to be almost blue. It's almost touching, it will almost do. There's a part of me that's always true. Not all good things come to an end, now it is only a chosen few. I have seen such an unhappy couple, almost me, almost you. Almost blue. Not all good things come to an end, now it is only a chosen few. I have seen such an unhappy couple, almost me, almost you. Almost blue.
That was the seductive pianist Keiko Matsui from her 2015 album Live in Tokyo. We heard Soul Quest. This album has a DVD performance of Keiko and her band featuring Tom Braxton on saxophone, J.P. Moreau guitar, Rico Bell bass, and Dave Carasoni drums. Keiko feels that Live in Tokyo is a highlight chapter in her life and that this album captured them vividly. Special guests on the album were saxophonist Kurt Whalum and guitarist Chuck Loeb. Keiko is standing at the forefront of the contemporary jazz realm. She's performing at the Blue Note Hawaii, and if you're in town, check her out. She's at keikomatsui.com. Before Keiko, we heard the smooth voice of Matt Baker doing Almost Blue from his album of the same name. Backing Matt on Almost Blue, we heard Lage Lund guitar, Laquiz Curtis bass, Obed Calavera drums, and Bashiri Johnson percussion. Matt says that he chose 90% of these songs because of the lyrics. Each represents a certain place in his life. They convey the album's narrative, and they all have equal weight as a piece of the story. Matt sings on 3 selections, revealing a vulnerable, effectiveness, emotionally connected vocal instrument. He's at mattbaker.com.au. Pianist Danny Green and his trio open up the set doing Chatter from All Sides from his 2016 album Altered Narratives. That's Justin Grinnell bass and Julian Cantamel drums. On this album, Danny brings together his 5-year-old trio along with a string quartet to interpret 11 new highly personal compositions, each shaped by elements of his life's narrative, feeling of the warmth, or nostalgia, the experience of a harried moment, or simply the convergence of a time and a place. This is a groove-filled album. Check it out. He's at DannyGreen.com. We closed this session with organist Ben Paterson from his 2015 album For Once in My Life, with Peter Bernstein guitar and Joyce Flotas drums. We'll hear Decision, a Sonny Rollins composition. Ben owes becoming a regular pianist in Von Freeman's band from 2005 to 2012, having taken up the organ by then. He feels the organ allows him to really show off his strength, to expand on what was already his own style, the walking bass. He's at benpatterson.com. Hey, keep on working on your human revolution, okay? And rip two Steelemans. Aloha and mahalo.